Hello learners. Today we are going to talk about the definition of metamorphism. Let me point out that the metamorphic rocks are different from the other two major type of rocks about which you might have learned. That is the igneous and the sedimentary rocks. Why metamorphic rocks are different and why that necessitates a different way of looking at them is manifested in the definition which you are going to learn today. Metamorphism is a process which involves changes in the physical content, composition, and or microstructure of a rock, dominantly in the solid state. So therefore, the first part of the definition states that the dominant metamorphic processes occur in solid state. That means a pre-existing solid rock changes into a metamorphic rock. Now that pre-existing rock can be an igneous rock, a sedimentary rock, or a metamorphic rock itself. As we continue with the definition, this process is mainly due to an adjustment of the rock to physical conditions that differ from those under which the rock originally formed. So this is first part, that the conditions under which the metamorphic rocks form are different from those under which the original rock formed. If we continue with the previous part of the definition, that is, it is a solid state change of a pre-existing rock, then there can be different conditions under which the original rocks form. For example, a basalt would have formed at high temperature from a melt, whereas a sandstone or a shale would have formed under surface temperature conditions, that is around 25 degrees centigrade and 1 atmospheric pressure. Similarly, a pre-existing metamorphic rocks might have formed at a higher pressure and a higher temperature. So therefore, different pre-existing rocks, which we will call as protolith, would have formed at different physical conditions. They will transform into metamorphic rocks when the conditions become different from those under which the original rocks formed. The second part of this process is also linked to that the conditions are different normally from those which are occurring at the surface of the earth and in the zone of diagenesis. So therefore, normally metamorphic rocks do not form on the surface of earth. The conditions are different. So therefore, they form at deeper levels in the surface of earth. Now this depth can vary from few kilometers to few hundreds of kilometers. Some of the rocks which form are at very high pressure, indicating very high depths of their formation. The third part of this definition relates to the process may coexist with partial melting. Now in the previous part, the definition excluded the changes which occur in solid state in the zone of diagenesis. So therefore, very shallow level changes which lead to compaction and minor mineralogical changes of sedimentary rocks are not part of metamorphism. The process, on the other hand, that is towards higher temperature pressure, may coexist with partial melting, which means that when we go to the other spectrum, that is the higher temperature, where some of the constituents of the originally present transformed rocks reach their melting points, that will lead to formation of partial melting. You must remember that when we say a rock melts, a rock never melts. It is the constituent minerals which melt. And since a rock is made up of several constituent minerals, they have different melting points. So therefore, some constituent minerals may melt, and that may produce a partial melt which may recrystallize there only. And therefore, there will be a rock which will be a combination of solid state transformed rock and locally crystallized partial melt. And that will also, as per this definition, will be considered as a part of the metamorphic rock. The last part of this definition says that it may also involve changes in the bulk chemical composition of the rock. Now, this is not a very common condition, but what it implies is that it may also involve changes. That means largely it will not involve changes which will lead to the bulk chemical composition of the rock to be changed from what it was originally. So what it implies is that bulk of the metamorphic changes or metamorphic rocks or metamorphic transformations will take place under conditions of isochemical system, which means that there will be a conservation or retainment of the overall chemical composition of the rock. However, in few exceptional cases, there may be a change in chemical composition. Now, that changed rock is distinguished separately as metasomatic rocks. So you see, this definition of metamorphism allows us to put the lower limit of metamorphism at zone of diagenesis and upper limit of metamorphism where bulk of the rock melts. Up to partial melt, remember, it is the same metamorphic rock, or it is still called as a metamorphic rock. So dear learners, we have learned from this major points of metamorphic rocks which define this type of rocks. Let us just recount that one, that the metamorphic rock occurs because of changes dominantly in solid state. Second, that the metamorphic rocks occur because the conditions under which the original rock formed changes. And normally these conditions are different from what are occurring at the surface of the earth. Third, that the metamorphic rock can coexist with partial melting, and it is also separated from zone of diagenesis. And fourth, that in some cases there may be a change in bulk chemical composition of the rock, which will be called as metasomatism, but dominantly the rocks in metamorphic systems are resultant of an isochemical change. Thank you.